Welcome to CIO Dimensions Talk series on innovation. In this series, we talk to technology and business leaders across the industry to understand their perspectives on innovation and how technology is fueling disruptive innovation within organizations. Today, I have a very interesting guest with me, someone who has been wearing two hats of a chief technology officer and a chief information security officer for almost 2 decades. We are joined by Mr. Sujoy Brahmachari, who is the CTISO of USE Group. Earlier, he was the CISO and head of technology at Hero MotoCorp. Prior to that, he was in a similar role at Ranbaxy. Sujoy is a passionate technology evangelist and industry veteran with over 3 decades of experience, with expertise cutting across the areas of technology and information security. Hi, Sujoy. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join me today.
Thank you, Radhika, for inviting me for this interesting conversation.
Yes, I really look forward to this. So, Joy, I mentioned in the beginning that it's an interesting role because I believe that the role of a CTO/CIO and that of a CISO have different priorities and focus, and would often represent a conflict of interest, in many cases. But you have been successfully handling this dual role for past 2 decades. And I'm just curious to understand, how do you balance these two responsibilities? What are the challenges and what are the learnings over the years? Over to you.
Yeah, Radhika, thank you for this interesting question. Yes, I have always advocated that technology and information security goes hand in hand. It is an overlapping of each other. There should a very good synergy between the two vertical. Let me cite an example. You cannot divide the ownership of a service of a laptop of any employee between the two teams, like antivirus, compliance, etc. will be maintained by security team. The rest of the technology part with the another team. If you divide this responsibility, it will create more friction, which will further impact the efficiency of the function. You need to have SMEs in different domains in IT and in information security. But the most important thing is that the accountability should be with one leader, that is CTO or CIO. So, and I followed from last 2 decades the similar thing, and it is working well. And I never face any challenge in my function. So that is my summation on your question, Radhika.
Okay. So basically, you're saying the power center could be one person, but these are two functions that need to work hand in hand and collaborate.
Exactly. You need to have specific people in your team who can be a subject matter expert for certain things. But you cannot divide. There should not be two different vertical in an organization. If something goes wrong, let's say, for example, if you're developing any application, you need to have a security also in place. So it cannot be that the first you develop and then you give it to the security team, they will come up with certain things, then you start again doing the modification. It creates a lot of friction between the teams.
Right.
If you have the same team, same function under one leadership, the team bonding is more compared to if you have a two segregated separate team.
Yeah. So in a way, it's an advantage to kind of handle this dual role.
So it at the end, you have to showcase your efficiency of your function.
Absolutely.
And that will work better if you have a single ownership of the entire both the things.
Great. And in fact, this also brings us to another aspect which could evoke further conflict between security, which is again innovation factor. I think organizations are in greater pursuit of agile innovation, and which often calls for taking some risk and going beyond the safe zone, right? And security innately goes against taking risk. If you look at the hybrid work environment and all of that, people are working from everywhere. Employees are working from everywhere. They're accessing data from everywhere, and even customers want to access data from everywhere. People have zero tolerance towards downtime, zero tolerance towards security incidents, and all of that. And all of this have an impact on the brand reputation itself. So there is so much at stake. So I want to understand how this equation between security and innovation is evolving in today's digital age. How are CISOs really becoming the enablers of innovation rather than somebody who says no? He's seen as a no man on many occasions. How is that changing?
First of all, I would like to say security can't be an afterthought. It needs to be glued in from the day one when you are designing any solution for any business requirement. In this digital age where you can't survive without having innovation come digital transformation strategy, and the similar way you need to have periodic risk analysis and mitigation in place. So the answering to your question, security needs to be baked in while designing and implementing all new age solution you are talking in your question. It has to be part and parcel of any solution, any innovative solution you are putting in your organization, implementing in your organization for your business need. So in nutshell, it can't be a afterthought once you implement your solution and then you start thinking about how to protect this particular solution, what will be the risk putting up this solution. No, it has to be from the day one when you start designing the solution. This is my summation to your question.
Okay. I also want to understand, Sujoy, you've been a security practitioner for many decades now. I want to understand as a technology area, as a function, where this is headed, especially with the advent of technologies like AI and ML. If you look at the threat landscape today, the bad actors are perhaps innovating faster than security and IT can keep up. I think I read an interesting finding from a recent IBM survey, which really talks about, more than 90% of IT executives are already using or consider implementing AI and ML to strengthen their cybersecurity tech stacks. In that sense, I think 2020 itself was sort of a breakout year for AI and ML in security. We saw organizations investing in these technologies to improve their security posture specifically. So I want to understand, how do you see this trend of AI and ML enriching the area of security evolving in this year? What are the areas in security specifically where we will see more number of AI and ML use cases in 2023?
So adapting AI powered automation can help cybersecurity team to drive improved insights and productivity also. In today's world, everybody needs to have a proactive solution rather than having reactive solution. You can't go for a postmortem kind of a diagnosis in every security incident. This will result into business impact. So technology like AI, ML are playing a vital role in the area of proactive alerts for advanced correction, for going to crop up. So rather getting into a diagnosis, finding out where was the issue, how to solve that issue, it'll take a lot of time. AI is playing a very important role, and it is showing the proactive alerts where you can take advanced actions to avoid any issue, any breakdown. This trend is going to further evolve, and more OEMs and the managed service providers is going to use this particular technology to improve or enhance their services as well as their product related features.
Okay, so basically to become more proactive rather than reactive.
Absolutely.
Where AI will be.
You have to understand, if you are providing reactive solution in the cyber security phase, it'll create a lot of business impact.
Right.
If your system, let's say, is down because of whatever reason, it's direct impact to your business and your face value.
Right, right. How do you see the adoptions levels of AI and ML in security picking up, especially among, smaller enterprises and SMEs and all of that? I know that larger enterprises have those investments in place. Is that happening in the SME sector also?
No, actually, what is happening in SME sector, security is a part and parcel nowadays. You need to have, because after this COVID, the people have started realizing that hybrid working is one of the options. So you need to provide a remote connectivity to your employees, as well as there are a lot of incidents happened during this pandemic. So people are very careful. There is a audit committee discussion before board meeting about what kind of risk and mitigation you are having in your organizations. So if I talk specific to SME sector, they are also choosing the products which has this kind of features, this kind of solutions, which can give them the proactive alerts or visibility in case anything is anything wrong is happening in their network or in their systems and all. So adoption is mainly through the OEMs, and in some cases, people are also doing some homegrown development on AI and ML platform.
So I want to just move a bit away from security and want to understand the larger picture, especially when it comes to technology investments and how IT leaders in the country are driving transformation. Could you tell me specifically what are the key areas, maybe top 3 areas that IT leaders are focusing on in order to facilitate IT and business transformation in 2023? And also want to understand, these are the 2 parts of the question. How are they aligning their technology investments to meet these goals? So basically areas that they're focusing so that they can drive transformation, and the technologies that they will be investing in order to meet these goals.
See, there are multiple areas, but if you are limiting me with 3 solutions, let me stick to 3, which I feel is a vital areas, because these solutions will play a very important role for enhancing their productivity, for faster decision, and avoiding any kind of human errors. This will also help to keep ahead of their competitions. But whenever, again, I will go back to your first and second question, then whenever you are deciding these kind of technologies and solutions, please be careful on the security piece also.
Yeah.
So risk mitigation should be part of these solutions which you are going to bring in.
Goes
so
without
let's come
saying.
back to the question. Let's come back to the question is that the 3 solutions you're talking about, from my point of view, and the kind of verticals I have worked in till date in terms of manufacturing and all. So smarter devices is going to play a very important role, like built-in devices with 5G, IoT, and OT kind of things. AI and ML is again the things which are there today, but it is still going to evolve, and it will be very useful for these verticals. Apart from that, most important thing is the data. So every organization is generating a lot of meaningful data. So there is a new term called datafication, which is a combination of data science, big data analytics, and all those things. That is going to play a very, very important role in any organization for taking faster decisions, for enhancement of their product, for bringing new product, for understanding the customer views, for understanding the psyche of the customer and all. So these 3, smarter devices, datafication, and artificial intelligence and machine learning will be the 3 out of others important factor, which is going to create a different dimension altogether in the ICT fraternity.
Okay, and the second part of the question, which is about how budgets are going to be aligned to kind of meet these.
If you talk to any CIO or CTO, they are part of any product manufacturing organization or any product related services organization. So always it has to be business driven IT. It can't be IT driven business. So like for example, somebody is producing motorcycle or somebody is producing some home product or something like that. At the end, IT is the facilitator. You have to align your requirement as per your business roadmap. So same goes with the budget also. Once you create a good business case, that is going to facilitate the improvement in productivity or enhancement to the product or faster to the market or the brand awareness and all those things. Budget will not be a constraint. You need to put the right things in your business case so that your management is convinced that yes, this is going to help their organization to further enhance their revenue piece as well as the brand also.
I also want to understand specifically about your industry's outlook. You come from the oil and gas and the utility sector, which is which is considered to be a traditional setup, right? But I think firms in this industry are now really looking at significant digital transformation and business transformation initiatives. I want to kind of understand how your industry is waking up to the new technologies, and what are the top technologies that in your opinion will disrupt the oil and gas sector in the coming days?
AI and IoT have had the biggest impact in oil and gas industry and will continue to do so. While there are other solutions like blockchains, which provides the visibility and transparency across the value chain of oil and gas. Apart from that, the certain technology in terms of augmented reality, virtual reality related technology, which will boost the worker safety training and also help them the remote operations like faster solution on break fixes and maintenance of their equipment. You see, in oil and gas, the lot of locations are very remote. And you have to manage that things. That's why these technology which I'm talking about, AI, IoT, blockchain, virtual reality, augmented reality, these things which is playing today also a very important role, and it will continue to evolve. Apart from the back office related ITs like ERP systems and all the data analytics system and all those things, that will be there. But if you're talking about newest technologies, these are the things which is definitely going to give a big impact to this particular industry.
Absolutely. So I think as a CTISO, you have both your hands are full. You have, really a exciting time ahead. Thank you, Sujoy, so much. I really enjoyed this conversation. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you, Radhika.